and I have known each other for a long time. And, you know, when I first met Floyd, he lived in an apartment that Top Rank used to put a lot of their fighters in. Yeah. He lived in this apartment down on, I want to say it was off Flamingo. And, you know, he just started to make some money. Yeah. So, you know, I went over his house. He was showing me all the sweaters that he bought and all the things. You know, Floyd's always been that guy. Yeah. He likes to shop and he likes to buy clothes. And, you know, it started the minute he made his first dollar.
Right.
UFC CEO Dana White came out with sharp criticism aimed directly at Floyd Mayweather, calling him out for projecting a false image of success on social media. White pointed to recent misleading claims about property ownership and highlighted a trail of unpaid debts as evidence. When asked during an interview to share his thoughts on Mayweather's online persona, the UFC boss did not hold back.
The security guards.
Do you think Floyd is definitely done?
No, I don't know if he's done. I mean, he could probably come back and he'll have a boxing match. You know, I don't take away from what Floyd's accomplished in boxing, but he's stepping way over.
Dana White, who knows firsthand exactly how much Mayweather walked away with from the Conor McGregor fight, stated plainly that Floyd burns through money without any sense of control. In his view, no reasonable person could possibly end up financially strained after generating that kind of income from boxing. White argued that Mayweather follows a completely unsustainable lifestyle and questioned how anyone could spend so recklessly and still find themselves in money trouble time and time again.
Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, which ironically is a boxing event, but it's the biggest combat sports fight ever.
What did that gross?
It did 4.4 or 4.5 million buys at $100 a buy.
Yeah.
He went on to draw a clear contrast between Mayweather and several UFC fighters who never came close to earning what Floyd made throughout his boxing career, yet those athletes managed their finances with discipline, chose modest lifestyles, and built steady long-term income through thoughtful investments. White also made a pointed remark that Mayweather is simply not a billionaire and stated that he has solid evidence to back that position up.
Ring with somebody you know well, somebody you have worked with, obviously, Floyd Mayweather. I have been dying to hear your perspective, your thoughts, what you actually think about this YouTuber fighting maybe the greatest boxer of all time, Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, I understand these kids want to make some money, and you know they do what they got to do and say what they got to say to try to get in there and make money.
While admitting he does not have complete visibility into every detail of Floyd's financial picture, White maintained with confidence that billionaire status is far out of reach. He argued that someone without that level of wealth has no business spending at such an extreme rate. He also noted that a considerable chunk of whatever Floyd does own is tied up in expensive jewelry, which he considered entirely wasteful. To close his argument, White brought up a past interview where Mayweather claimed to be pulling in $300 million every single month, dismissing it as a blatant fabrication. He said only the most gullible people would take those words at face value and accused Mayweather of a habit of making outlandish false claims, pointing to reports of stores across multiple cities chasing him for unpaid bills as further proof.
Yeah, Nate Diaz apparently wants $20 million to fight next. Well, is he going to see $20 million?
My boy.
Yeah.
Hey, I never say never.
In the comments section, one fan backed Dana White up by comparing Floyd to a gambler who loudly celebrates every win while quietly burying every loss and showing zero real respect for money. That fan also suggested that Mayweather keeps returning to the ring primarily because he needs fresh cash coming in, and brought up the fact that 50 Cent has publicly called out Floyd's poor financial habits on multiple occasions. Another supporter echoed White's sentiments, acknowledging that Floyd may have some legitimate business interests but arguing those are likely cancelled out by bad investment decisions and unchecked spending, and firmly rejecting any claim that he generates $300 million per month.
Unique few that was able to capitalize on his fame, his personality, and everything else outside.
A third fan took a more mocking tone, suggesting that Floyd has little understanding of numbers and is primarily driven by a desire to acquire flashy possessions and place bets on both outcomes just so he can walk away claiming victory regardless. That person conceded that Floyd is clearly very wealthy but described him as financially clueless despite that wealth, joking that counting to 300 might be beyond his abilities. On a more measured note, one final fan offered a balanced take, suggesting that Mayweather could technically be worth billionaire figures if you count everything he owns, but that most of it is locked up in illiquid assets. That fan also pointed out that sinking hundreds of millions into real estate is not the wisest strategy if you also need ready access to large amounts of cash.
Coming, and you know, when a guy like Floyd Mayweather starts putting it on you, it's not even going to be a fight. It's going to be ridiculous.
One of the most talked about moments that seemed to support Dana White's perspective came when Floyd posted an image online showing an $18 million tax check made out to the US government. Rather than impressing people, the post triggered immediate backlash. Many questioned the authenticity of the check, citing missing details that seemed off, while others felt the entire display was an exercise in self-promotion driven by an inflated ego. This all unfolded shortly after reports emerged that Mayweather had spent upward of $1 million on Super Bowl tickets, with plans to transport a large group of guests by bus to Allegiant Stadium for the game.
YouTuber fighting maybe the greatest boxer of all time, Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, I understand these kids want to make some money, and you know, they do what they got to do and say what they got to say to try to, you know, get in there and make money. This is going to be such a one-sided, ridiculous ass whooping. It's not even going to be funny. It's going to be bad.
Mayweather was always fully committed to attending the Super Bowl and made clear that he turned down any offer of complimentary VIP access, choosing instead to purchase everything out of pocket so he could bring whoever he wanted along for the experience. He explained that he does not seek favors from anyone when it comes to luxury and prefers to pay his own way, so he controls the guest list completely. He described himself as fortunate to bring 34 people to witness the very first Super Bowl held in Las Vegas, with the total bill coming in at roughly $1.1 million. He also noted with some disappointment that his hometown team, the Detroit Lions, fell just one game. He also pointed out that the Super Bowl spending came on the heels of an $18 million tax payment he made to the IRS while no longer actively competing, arguing that the figure gives some indication of how much more he must have contributed during his peak earning years. Since stepping away from professional boxing in 2015, he has reportedly brought in over $500 million from the sport alone and also holds ownership of a luxury nightclub in Las Vegas alongside various real estate holdings. He brought up all of these details to counter the ongoing narrative that he is financially struggling. Despite that, 50 Cent has continued to voice his belief that Floyd may be facing serious money or tax complications. Observers chalk up 50 Cent's comments to the well-known personal beef between the two men. There are enough unusual developments surrounding Mayweather right now to at least raise questions. Forbes had pegged his net worth at approximately $700 million at the beginning of the year, and his 2015 showdown with Manny Pacquiao reportedly generated more than $200 million for him alone. Could his cash flow actually be tightening? On the surface it seems unlikely, but outer appearances do not always reflect reality. His decision to face Conor McGregor was broadly understood as a savvy business move, yet his announcement of a New Year's Eve exhibition against 20-year-old Japanese kickboxing sensation Tenshin Nasukawa left a large portion of the boxing community genuinely puzzled.
It's almost crazy. So I got so many different houses. So, as you guys can see, this is one of my closets. You know, we got bags, we got stuff everywhere. We got this ladder right here where you can take. You know, you got stuff everywhere. So, you know, you wanna go red bottoms, we can go all.
Former ally turned fierce rival 50 Cent, born Curtis Jackson, was quick to voice his perspective on the matter through his Instagram platform. Meanwhile, boxing fans flooded Twitter with similar theories, with many reading the Nasukawa announcement as a sign that Mayweather's finances might not be as airtight as he presents them. Most people had anticipated a comeback fight of sorts, but almost everyone assumed the opponent would be Manny Pacquiao in a long-awaited rematch. The choice to square off against Nasukawa under unconfirmed rules caught people off guard. Adding to the intrigue, Mayweather showed up to the Tokyo press conference looking noticeably unpolished and without key members of his usual promotional team, including Leonard Ellerbe, a detail that sparked considerable conversation across boxing commentary channels.
We can go all Christian Louboutin, that you guys want to do. Whatever you want to do, all from the bottom all the way to the top. So, we got any kind of bag, and everything you can name is one of my closets.
Some observers interpreted this as Mayweather deliberately going solo with this particular venture. At the press conference, the only visible branding was the TMT logo. There was no presence of Mayweather Promotions and no sign of his longtime broadcast partner Showtime. In a notable break from his usual approach, Floyd never once mentioned the financial terms of the Nasukawa deal, leading many to speculate that he is operating independently and possibly with some urgency around cash. One Twitter user pointed out that a man capable of dropping $18 million on a single watch will always require a constant and reliable income stream. Other fans quickly piled on with their own takes.
I love bringing people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings, all belong to me.
It would not surprise many people at this point if Floyd Mayweather's actual financial situation is considerably less impressive than the image he works hard to project. His recent behavior suggests an eagerness to line up fights with a variety of opponents, which raises eyebrows. Even a $300 million windfall can be drained fast when spending operates at his level. Something about the pattern of recent events simply does not add up. Whether he is purely capitalizing on his lingering fame or whether genuine financial and tax pressures are closing in remains to be seen. One thing is certain though. When the full picture eventually comes out, 50 Cent will be the first person ready to broadcast it.
You can do the same. It's all about making power moves.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm pointing like this because we're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on.
A jewelry retailer has also taken legal action against Floyd Mayweather, filing a lawsuit over unpaid balances and alleged contract violations, with court documents accusing him of running deceptive financial arrangements involving his chief of staff. Throughout the course of his career, Mayweather built a reputation around two defining traits: his extraordinary skill inside the ring and his jaw-dropping accumulation of wealth outside of it. Widely regarded as the highest-earning boxer in history, he made a lifestyle out of spending on an extraordinary scale, from stacks of cash and private jets to superyachts and extravagant shopping runs across the world.
Andre Durrell, IBF champion Billy Dip, WBA champion Celestino Calabero. You know, so we brought them over. I brought them over while Floyd was, still incarcerated. Yeah. Then he comes home. There's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on, where it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying a new Lamborghini and all these new things, and I'm sitting there going, yo.
All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
50 Cent resurfaced with commentary after Floyd began making bold public statements about his real estate portfolio. Following a highly publicized shopping trip through New York City, Mayweather sat down with Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show and made sweeping claims about the scale of his property holdings. He acknowledged not knowing the precise figure off the top of his head but estimated that he controls well over 100 buildings, with roughly 99% of that portfolio concentrated right in New York City.